it's precise, it's powerful, and you're ready to spring loose from that position, unwind everything that's wound up. Basically, we're going to be contracting every muscle. Take it all the way back to the top now. Let's show everybody the position at the top we're talking about. Okay, so we've reached horizontal, parallel to the ground. The weight is into a straightening right leg. Left arm has achieved an 11 o'clock position. 3 of those hours, since it's gone from 6 o'clock to 11, it's moved 5 hours around the clock. It goes from the left arm, we'll take it across the chest from 6 to 8, and then the winding of the shoulder blades and turning of the torso, we'll take it the last 3, getting him right to about to 11 o'clock at the arm. Now from this position, not only is he wound up for the greatest amount of power, he's in a precise position, swing circle center is stable, and he's ready to come back down and not just hit a powerful shot, but he's ready to just stripe it time after time after time, which is the most important thing, especially as we get closer and closer to the hole. We're not looking for power anymore. We're just looking for maximum precision. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in that top position that we can point out. There's the one arm measurement.
I like to feel, you know, something that Mike had talked about, is how the right hand gets into a throwing motion.
That's right, and I'd say the right elbow and upper arm as well.
Right.
So
how does that?
That's a really good point. Why don't you show them just a right arm measurement to the ball, and then a right arm movement to the top of the swing, like we would be swinging with one arm.
I'll just go with my right hand.
Right hand. Okay.
As I go to the top of the swing.
That's right.
That hand is actually moving in this fashion.
Like you're holding a tray. That's right.
And those fingers are pointing back down the target line.
That's right.
Right? And not in this laid off position.
Right. With the elbow up, away from the side, not packed in to the side, which would make well, show the swing that would happen when your elbow's tucked against your side. It gets very, very narrow.
Yeah, it's going to really
It's going to shorten our arc from the swing circle center out to the base of the club. We would not be able to keep the same radius all the way around, and our ball striking will suffer.
Yeah, we need those hands to feel high here, like we do high there.
Right. So when I want to feel powerful, I feel like I'm winding into this, you know, rock skip position, winding back, so that I can step through and unload it like a baseball sidearm.
In a second.
Absolutely.
So.
Anything else we want to cover? You want to point out when you get to the top of the swing?
I get to the top of the swing. We've covered all the points that I think.
Right wrist. How about the left wrist?
Oh,
we want it. We want it. We don't want it cupped like this, right?
Absolutely.
Give us just a left arm swing only. You know, it's funny, when Mike was in his prime, Jerry, you know, when I met him when he was 83 years old, and he's suffered from a stroke 4 years earlier. He's half paralyzed, about 70 or 80% loss of movement in his right side. And he would take a 5-iron, just like you've got now, and he'd drag it back with one hand and just like that, and he'd hit the ball 150 yards.
He would go beat guys, 9-hole par 3s with just
one arm, one arm, and just whip it through with his left arm. Now, another story I heard from a guy who took lessons from him in the 1960s that I ran into said he was doing that same swing with the left arm in the 60s, and he could hit it 210 yards in the air with a 5-iron. That's how powerful he was, and this method is. So again, show us that left arm motion up to the top now. The wrist is going to be flat. You could put a ruler right here.
That thumb's not underneath the club.
That's right.
It's almost to a.
That's right.
Almost a 45-degree
That's
angle
right.
there.
Now, you can see that takes the club face, and compared to what is, you'd say, orthodox, let's say, what a lot of other people are teaching, this is going to be a little bit closed, isn't it?
It's going to favor that 45-degree. It's definitely not going to be toe down.
Right. It's going to be a little more closed because the left wrist is in that flat position than a lot of other teachers might teach.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean that you're closed and you're going to hook it. You got to remember what we're doing physiologically to get that club face closed. You know, you could get closed like this from a strong grip.
Absolutely.
But that's not how we're doing it.
Nope.
We're going to be doing it with a flat wrist, because a flat wrist puts this right hand into this powerful throwing position. If we had the left wrist this way, The right wrist, show them how the right wrist would be uncocked now, and we'd have no energy in the right wrist.
At the top?
That's right. Show him a cupped left hand.
Okay.
Cup it as much as you can. Now you see he's cupped the left hand here, and now this right wrist has straightened out here. He doesn't have any angle in it to fire and snap it through coming down.
But we know that we talk about Freddie Couples.
Yes.
Freddie has that cupped left wrist at the top, and you're
Yes.
out there and watching this video going, well, Freddie cups his left wrist.
Right.
Absolutely he does, but he's got to make a compensation
Sure.
coming down. We don't want to have to make compensation.
That's right. That's right. We're trying to keep this game as simple as possible. You follow these precise motions that we're describing, you're going to get a lot of power, again, for the least amount of effort.
There you go.
So that's a great position at the top. I think everybody's got a lot to learn from what we just talked about.
Yep.